Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us today. I think you're going to be interested in what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Scot who saved the American buffalo. He's little known in his home country, but this Scot is credited with saving America's buffalo from being hunted to extinction, and it is now the subject of an award-winning film. The Buffalo King tells the tale of James, known as Scotty, Philip, who was born in Dallas, Moray in 1858. One of 10 siblings, he immigrated to the United States in 1874, age 15, in search of adventure. Writer and director Justin Kohler grew up near Philip, South Dakota, a town which is named after the Scot. I grew up 20 minutes from that town, and I had no idea who Scotty Phillip was, which is kind of embarrassing. How could I come from South Dakota and not know who he was, he said. He should be a South Dakota hero, if not a North American hero, but this encouraged me to tackle this story and get it out there the way it should be. Working as a laborer, Philip moved from Kansas to the North Dakota Territory in the Midwest to look for gold in the Black Hills. When he failed to find his fortune there, Philip moved from job to job. He was a scout in the United States Army, a ranch hand, and a cowboy. He built up a herd of cattle and settled on a ranch on part of an Indian reservation, which he was only allowed to do as a white man because his wife, Sarah, was part Native American. He went on to become a wealthy cattle farmer and a senator. Kohler said, as a schoolboy, Philip had won a blindfolded race by fearlessly sprinting for the finish line. Asked if he had been peeking, Philip said, "No, ma'am, I kept the wind at my face." He brought the same attitude here, Kohler said. He didn't care what obstacles he was going to meet. He just went ahead. He just went for it, and it was something that was instilled in him at a young age. While he was building his ranch, Philip became involved with the preservation of the buffalo, or the American bison. The animals had once roamed the grasslands in massive herds, but a combination of hunting and the introduction of diseases from domestic cattle had driven them to the brink of extinction. Philip met a rancher called Peter Dupree, who had managed to catch 5 buffalo calves during the last big hunt on the Grand River in 1881. After Dupree's death, Philip bought his herd for $10,000, the equivalent of $250,000 today. Kohler said he believed Philip was motivated by outrage at the way the United States government had treated Native American tribes. As a soldier, he had witnessed the massacres at Wounded Knee and Fort Robinson. Kohler said there are letters he sent back to Scotland when he says how appalled he was at how the government was treating the Native Americans and what they were putting them through. He realized that if you eliminated the buffalo, you eliminated the Native Americans, and that was the mindset of the American government. Scotty could not understand this because he had tremendous respect for the Native Americans. He added he was just thinking differently from people of that time. In fact, I would say his thinking would be different from most people today. If he were alive today, he would be an icon, but he was certainly years ahead of his time. In 1901, Philip and his ranchers drove the herd of buffalo, now numbering 50, to a pasture set up especially for them. Through careful management, the herd expanded to almost 1,000 and became the source of stock for numerous national and state parks throughout the United States. Official figures show that the buffalo population was reduced from an estimated 40 million to a low point of just 750 surviving buffalo in 1890. But by 2000, the breed had recovered to 360,000. Philip's funeral was attended by hundreds of mourners from all walks of life, following his sudden death, aged only 53 in 1911, from a cerebral hemorrhage. Kohler said his funeral said it all. It was this huge event. They laid down a track just to get a train to bring out mourners, and the mourners consisted of politicians, because he was a senator, Native Americans, other cattlemen, and friends. The diversity of people tells you a lot. The documentary film has already received critical acclaim on the festival circuit, winning Best Documentary at the South Dakota Film Festival, as well as opening several other festivals. It has been submitted to the Glasgow Film Festival for inclusion in next year's program. Interesting. Bless his heart. We'll do this again another time. Thank you very much for joining. By the way, I do a publication as well as videos, and it's called Beth's Newfangled Family Tree, and it's free to you, no charge whatsoever. You can find it at any time on electricscotland.com/B as in boy, N as in newfangled, F as in family, and T as in tree, BNFT. It's free on Electric Scotland. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again next time.